Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. Today we will be telling you a story called Toxic Relationship. So let's start. A girl is married into a wealthy family, but the relationship turns poisonous. She had been in love with a man for 5 years when he finally proposed to her and she said yes. Her parents were very happy for their daughter because not only was Raj an adorable guy, he was also rich. For them, it was a match made in heaven. But little did they know that their daughter would soon regret saying yes. After the wedding, the couple went on a lavish honeymoon to Paris, where Raj proposed to her again in front of the Eiffel Tower. The second proposal was even more extravagant than the first. It was at this point that she couldn't say no more if she wanted to. She agreed to marry him and they returned to India as man and wife. Raj introduced her to his parents, who were overjoyed to see their son's choice. They welcomed her into the family and showered her with expensive gifts. She felt like a queen, but she didn't know that this feeling would soon turn into a nightmare. The first red flag appeared when she learned that her mother-in-law was monitoring her every move. She would call her several times a day to check up on her, which was odd for someone who had never met her before the wedding. She also noticed that Raj's family never invited them over, which meant that she never got to see her husband's family. When she asked Raj about it, he told her that his parents were busy with business and that they would eventually meet. But she wasn't convinced. There was something fishy going on. She could feel it in her gut, but she chose to ignore it. One night, while scrolling through social media, she came across a picture of Raj with a woman. The picture looked as though it had been taken recently, but it wasn't on his official page. Instead, it was on an account with only one follower, which was him. She confronted him about it, but he brushed it off as a publicity stunt gone wrong. He explained that he had met that woman during a photo shoot and that she had posted the picture without his permission. But she couldn't help but wonder why he was following such an account if it was his. Was he hiding something from her? She tried to convince herself that there was nothing going on between them, but the doubt remained. One day, while cleaning out the cupboard, she found a hidden box in the corner. Curiosity got the better of her and she opened it to find a collection of women's clothing and jewelry. Some of the items were familiar to her, but she couldn't place them. Others were clearly expensive and looked brand new. What was going on here? Had he brought these here for another woman to wear? Her mind raced with questions, but she had no more answers. She confronted Raj, who claimed that those were his sister's things and that she must have left them in his wardrobe by mistake. But she wasn't buying it. She knew that there was more to the story, but she didn't want to believe it. She didn't want to think that her husband was cheating on her. However, the doubts lingered and the trust was broken. Every time she saw a woman with Raj, she became suspicious. She started questioning him about his friendships and his past relationships. He, on the other hand, grew tired of her constant questioning and the fights became more frequent. She began to isolate herself from the outside world, spending most of her time at home. She stopped meeting her friends and the family and shut off all social media. She became a recluse, consumed by her own thoughts and the suspicions. Her mother-in-law would often call her and criticize her for not being a good enough daughter-in-law. She would complain about her attitude and the behavior and tell her to change. But she had no more idea what she was supposed to do. She was trapped in a gilded cage of her own making. She started attending social events with Raj, but only to satisfy her own needs. She wanted to be seen in public with her husband and show off her expensive jewelry. But people's envy and admiration only made her feel worse. She was surrounded by people who wanted something she had, but they had no more idea how unhappy she was. She became addicted to social media once more and began posting pictures of her lavish lifestyle. She thought that if she portrayed herself as a happy and successful woman, people would stop judging her. But it only made things worse. She became more isolated and paranoid. She started seeing a therapist to help her cope with her anxiety and depression. But even he couldn't get through to her. She was too far gone, too deep in her own darkness. One day, she found a picture of Raj with the same woman from the photo shoot. This time, it wasn't on an account with a single follower. It was on his official page. The caption read, "My rock, my support, my love." Below the picture were dozens of comments congratulating him on his engagement. She felt as though the ground had been ripped out from under her feet. The realization hit her like a ton of bricks. She had been living a lie. She had been tricked into marrying a man who was already engaged to someone else. She confronted Raj, who admitted everything. He told her that he had never loved her and that he had only used her for her money. He said that he had been planning this for years and that he had chosen her specifically because of her family as well. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. The man she had loved for 5 years, the man she had trusted with her life, had been lying to her all along. She called her parents, who rushed to her aid. They confronted Raj, who was forced to return the jewelry and the other gifts he had received from them. She divorced him and moved back in with her parents. It took her months to recover from the trauma, but she eventually did. She started seeing a woman who loved her for who she was, not for what she had. As for Raj, he married the woman he had been seeing all along. They had a lavish wedding, but it was rumored that their relationship was a toxic one. Now, some might say that she dodged a bullet, but others might argue that she got exactly what she deserved. After all, she had been blinded by love and greed. She had fallen in love with the idea of being in love and had ignored all the warning signs. She had been too busy planning her future with Raj to notice that he had never been a part of it. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories.